Oh my God.
All right.
Bye. Bye. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to IG Live. And this one is going to be a really good one today. And I know I start off every episode saying that, but I asked a random question yesterday, and I asked you guys to tell me, where do you need help getting dressed? Where are you going that kind of stumps you every time? And I shit you not, within like 3 hours, I had almost 500 responses. And I love the responses because they were really nuanced and they were all very different, but what was incredible is how much they were still the same. And whether it was the questions that we got from someone who's 16 up to someone who's 75, and no shade to anyone over 75, but that's where it seemed to cap out. But it was all still around the same common theme over and over. And it was about, how do I find a way to dress appropriately in this moment? And you gave us very specific examples. And in every single moment though, everyone knew the answer. You're going hiking. Anyone could put on like a stupid Patagonia jacket. I mean, they're not stupid, but you could put on a Patagonia jacket and you could be done and dusted, right? But that's not good enough. And that's why you're watching today. And that's what we talk about is how, whether it is if you're hiking, if you're meeting an aggressive new mother-in-law, if you are doing a presentation to students for the first time, or if you're teaching kindergartners near the Eiffel Tower, that in every single moment of your life, you are really interested in how to tackle it with a sense of modernity. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And so we're going to really dive in because we've got lots of different people that have been pulled away from their desks. So now, nothing's going to get done by the end of the day, but they've all been pulled away and they're going to be putting on different outfits. So the first one I'm going to go with, this is one that I had posted earlier, but we're going to do a run through on it. And this was someone who was a film director, and they are super busy and they're running around the set, but they're not going to run around in leggings and a t-shirt, right? I mean, they're the big deal, right? They got to look professional, but they have to be super comfortable. And they don't want to look like someone's going to ask them like when the cheese plate's coming out from craft services. So we put together a whole little bucket of clothing because at the end of the day, what it is not about is it's not about having this shirt and buy this pant and then you're good to go, right? It's knowing that if you get those perfect elements in, like the right trainer, like the right flat, like the right dorky sock. I've got a little Breakfast Club t-shirt here, a suit, 2 tops, and the nylon jogger, which we love, right? Just those pieces alone can yield so many outfits. So, Dion, you're wearing this suit.
Yeah, so the no blood suit, we did get a lot of questions about people and how to kind of maintain a level of authority and style, but also comfort when it comes to being on set. I had a lot of stylists that also wrote in too, saying like, how do I look cool on set? But for this woman who's a director, having something like the Baron slide that's flat, you've got your little wide leg pants and the Nova plaid suit, and then something comfortable underneath. Because when you're moving around on set, it's hot. So a lot of the time, like you want to have something that's nice enough to where you can take your jacket off.
And
which is so important.
If you step back too, I want to show that like just like any Stella, this is one of course where we would just simply do our little trick here. Because if you are running around on set, then for sure this is maybe what you want to be going for.
Yeah.
But then
also
when you're going out that night, you're going to take it down.
Yeah, and also for new stylists out there and stuff too, it's like you don't want to make the seamless all dirty with like dragging around the floor. So it is good to do the little tie trick there too. But it's really just important to have something with a lot of comfort and ease, but it still really projects authority.
Yeah.
And even if you wanted something a little bit more casual, like I could even be wearing Amy's nylon joggers with this look, with the same cotton viscose halter and the blazer, and I'd still feel very put together.
Yeah.
Because the black joggers really can give you a lot,
Yeah, perfect. We have a date night person coming out, and it's been like 1,000 years since I've gone on a date.
Oh, date night?
Maybe
Yeah, I'll
you
talk
can-
about date night for sure.
Maybe you can tackle this with me.
Okay. So this actually tackles a couple of questions that we got. We've gotten a lot of our lovely young aspirational Gen Z customers asking about what to wear on dates, what to wear when you're with your friends, if some of your friends are still wanting to dress a little bit younger. Someone wrote in saying like, all my friends want to wear Brandy Melville and I want to look sophisticated. And what's really important is when you're transitioning into more of like a, a little bit more of a mature wardrobe, it's like, it's in baby steps a little bit. I know when I was going from my 20s to my 30s, like certain things like my cut-off denim shorts didn't make sense anymore. So I really craved a lot more like structure and everything. So this is my intern, Sarah. So she's forward. Oh, forward. Oh, she's wearing the Parker plaid blazer. But if you can take this off for me. So she's wearing the same halter that I was wearing in cotton viscose. Back to our leather pull-on shorts, which the leather pull-on shorts are now going to be fundamental, correct?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're kind of a forever piece. So what's nice about this is it's still really useful, but it's structured and tailored and elevated. This is something that when I was her age and had her legs too, like I would do tights, a blazer, or something like that, or even an oversized button-down shirt.
And I think still tights.
I would still do with tights for sure. I like to do a little short, but it's also nice for a date too, because like I'm not somebody who is craving to dress very sexy, but I still want to show off, something. So it actually, if you do the proportion rule of big, slim skin on a date, it always works. She's got big, she's got slim, and she's got skin. So.
And everyone's wanting to know the size. So these are both size smalls.
Small and 4. The pants, the shorts are actually a size small, okay. And the halter is a size small as well.
And what I want to say here too is I don't see age in terms of length at all. And I think sometimes what happens is when you're younger, like investing in that leather short, you might really be investing in it for a special occasion. So you're thinking, I'm going to buy a real leather short, I'm going to put some money here because that's going to be like my ultimate like kill a date night outfit. But if you maybe are, a little bit older or whatever, maybe that short is what you wear with like a big white shirt and a slide and you're on vacation and you're running around after your kids or you're pushing your husband around. I don't know. Sure. I'm just saying it goes everywhere.
It really does.
Yeah. Okay. So next, I'm bringing out Stella from last week, and I'm going to bring out Courtney, but I'll space us out so we can have a little bit of distancing here. So what we're going to show you next is there were a lot of questions on people who were packing for a place that you really wanted to get away with the overnight bag. But you had something really dressy to go to, and you had all these like just outdoor cocktails and things like that. So one of them was a wedding in Capri. So what I love about the taffeta nylon skirt here is it's one that if she's got it tied up here, if you're at Hotel Quisisana and you're sitting out on the porch and you're eating olives, I can't wait to be on vacation nice. Again. But this is like the skirt and the top that is perfect with it. This is the Giselle banded back top, and she's got it tucked in to the skirt. And so this is a full-length skirt, but when it's knotted up, it's really functional. But I do want to show you, I had put her first in some older leather thong sandals that we had. Mm-hmm. And I have to say, with the heavier welt on the sandal, it felt a little too day. It didn't, like if you're going to Hotel Quisisana, you don't want to look like you're getting ready to get on the 5 train. So what I would recommend instead is this is where like it's really fun to play up with a jewel. Okay, so when we talk about how to make things more creative in your wardrobe, because that is what the preponderance of the messaging was about to me, is when you get these like what are seemingly basics, right? Because again, we've got a big age gap between us, but you're buying that, I'm buying that. But for me, bonus, maybe I bought it at your age and I still have it way years later, right? So these are things that last forever. They didn't bust the creative radar, but what it does is it's kind of like if you're an artist, it's a palette. And it's a really good palette to start from. You want to make sure that when you're working off of a canvas that it's good canvas, right? You don't want to like paint on mud, you want to paint on a beautiful canvas. So this is your canvas, and then it lets you add in things like this. It lets you get really pushed where if you're going to capri, it's like, you know what, maybe I'll just buy the handmade sandal in Anna Capri, because you know that what you've packed with you is so calm that you can buy the most outrageous, fabulous thing there and be good to go.
For sure.
Okay, so now I'm going to show Courtney. And so Courtney, coming out. So Courtney, you, like, to me, this is May in Capri, and it's chilly at night, and you've got the featherweight cashmere sweater on, and you're wearing it long and loose,
Yes.
which to me is just so chic. And then you're wearing, these are coming out soon, guys. You,
Our T-strap.
yeah, it's a T-strap thong sandal, and it's really clean. And I love all this black and white. And a lot of you guys wrote to me about how do I balance my hair when I'm, you know, getting dressed, right? How do I make it look creative? And one of the things, Courtney, when you were getting dressed, the minute that you had on all this black and your hair is dark and it was down,
Yeah, it was a lot.
yeah, it just, it was too much.
Yeah.
But once you pulled it back, and we've got her in the completed works, little, I'm gonna pull this out and
Yeah.
bring it up to the screen. But we've got her in the little completed works here, and this is like such a nice touch. And so what it is you've got this kind of minimal look going on, but it's not like minimal, like, you know, Dieter, like, you know, German art scene minimal. It's like, you look like really friendly and nice. And I mean, not that the German art scene wouldn't be friendly and nice, but anyways, you know what I mean. You look chic.
Thank
This
you.
looks great. I'm gonna shut up before I alienate some. I'm gonna have like a team be like, there are no more Germans buying Tibi, and we have no idea why. Okay, so the epitome now of where are you going here?
So this one, someone asked like what to wear on a date with their ex.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's so important, like, to put your best
Wait,
foot
are they
forward.
on the date with the ex, or are they running into the ex when they're on?
They're
the date?
having dinner to catch up with an ex.
Oh.
So I think having dinner to catch up with an ex like this, I think you want to look good, you want to like play around with proportion, and you want to look like you tried, but like not too hard.
Right.
No one,
Like,
yeah.
did I accidentally?
You don't want them to
look
catch
distracted?
feelings, but you also want to look great.
Right.
Like that's a delicate balance, you know? So for me, I really like this Giselle stretch neck sweater because it was interesting and fitted. And then I'm wearing the metallic nylon joggers, which just launched online. If you have not seen them yet, they're there. I moved them to the top of the
Yeah,
page.
and by the way, I had like 2 DMs from some of you guys who had bought them, and you wrote to me and you're like, I'm dying to wear the metallic joggers, but I don't want to look like the Tin Man. No one thinks you are like,
No.
you've got like monkeys coming out of the trees and
Yeah.
yellow brick roads. So,
Yeah, it's a good look, you know, and I think
Yeah.
I think the thing that's really important is keeping it with neutrals. 'Cause like if you're gonna do color, yes, that's a look, but you have to make sure it's kind of a no color. Otherwise, you are going to look a little over the top and not in a good way.
Yeah, and you're wearing it with the top that is deceptively completely interesting. You've got the curve
Yes,
on the
the
neckline,
curve,
and you've
the
got the curve in the back. So that's good. You guys, this is how you do it. You're not trying too hard, but
Exactly.
you want to be her when she walks in the room, for sure.
Exactly, and you know you don't want to be the ex either because you know it's a good look. But
Yeah.
also the Larkin sandals are really good too because I feel like a lot of people are trying to find that everywhere shoe, and the Larkin is really that because it has like a nice sturdy kitten heel, ankle tie, and it goes with pants to shorts to everything.
And this is where I'm going to extend this to a lot of the other questions I got about birthday parties, school events. This Larkin heel, this height is perfect because, you know, when you're a mom and you're going to a school event and you're walking in the 4-inch heel and that, the 4-inch, if this were a 4-inch heel, you're a different mom. You're just a different mom. And even if you aren't a different mom, what you're wearing is kind of showing a different mom. So if you really are wanting to really communicate this chill but put together look that is still creative, that little bit of heel is the perfect way to do it. Because also if you'd worn the high heel with the ex, he would have been like,
He would have definitely
Should we
been
get
like,
around?
yeah, she wants me back. And
Exactly.
these are saying like, you'll never know.
Yeah.
You know, it's
You'll never know,
important
exactly.
stuff. Yeah, you never know heel height. It's perfectly neutral.
I like that. You never know. Okay.
Actually,
so
that's it.
we're going to come out now with the other iteration here on Stella. So now she's kind of full on ready for the event. And I've got her in the, Dion, are these the Rio sandals that we're
Yeah, those are the Rio.
So these are the Rio sandals. I'm wearing them in the white with a gross black sheer tight, and she's wearing them in the melon color. These are in the outlet, guys, so you know, you're welcome. They're just gorgeous and pretty. And what's great is if you're going to a wedding, this outfit, like the bright yellow shoe is that good, like when we talk about 1 ton or none, this is an amazing one pop here. And then you've got on good earrings, I think you can even go gooder, you know, you can really like go big. Yeah, I mean, come on, you're in Capri, just do it. So
Live it up.
and it's really pretty with the top here, and then you're wearing size-wise, you're wearing, it's either small or 4, and I'm sorry, I don't know more than that, and then you're wearing a size 4 on the skirt. So voila, that looks great. So we've got you here in the full short suit. So
This is so comfortable.
you love.
I love.
So what's really great too is when you buy things and you're thinking about it for the long-term investment, this can go so many places. Because right here, you are going to, you know, a lot of people were like, what do I wear to an art gallery? What do I wear to the museum? Someone was like with some really fancy schmancy people, and they were corporate, they were going to a museum, you had to walk around, it was on a Sunday, like what do you wear? This is what you wear. And then when you take this off, you're just simply wearing the black silk tank with it. And so what's great is when you start to think about your pieces as these little investments that keep building up, the black tank that you're wearing looks incredible with the black taffeta skirt that Courtney and Stella had on earlier, right? And this with a t-shirt and the black taffeta skirt looks incredible. So, you know, and then if you were wearing that white poplin top that Stella just had on with the v-neck with this and the sandals, like that's all you need in a suitcase.
Right.
And when we talk about without fails, there are things that are there forever because you keep building your wardrobe like this and not like this. Because when you build your wardrobe this way, then everything just kind of goes and it's not interconnected. So when you're building the wardrobe that will last forever and you're starting in your 20s, just keep going, buy the right stuff, don't buy too much, it's a good investment.
I think Dion was also saying that with this, you can go to like a graduation and then use this for the after party and just take it off. So.
Exactly, and I think this is where, if you, as a parent, if I'm watching the graduation team coming down, I'm like, I'd like for you to date my son. You know, you're the one I want to know.
Yeah.
I don't
It's always
like.
one in the blazer.
Yes,
Just FYI.
exactly. I'm like, please come talk to me. Meet Charlie. So he's gonna
It's
kill me.
true. And also, that's just a fun investment piece. Like, there wasn't like that many options as far as fun, accessible suiting when I was graduating. You know, so it was really hard to find something where I was like, oh yeah, I want my grown-up suit, because it was just like everything was really kind of boring at the time when I was graduating college. It was like really hard to
I
find.
mean, I
something.
graduated in the middle of like, don't tell mom the babysitter's dead and all.
Oh
like,
my god.
So I had a lot of suits to choose from. It's just that I look like, you know, Alexa Carrington or whatever from
Yeah.
Dynasty. So, hey, where are you going?
I am a Zoom tutor.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm doing a top-up dressing situation. This one
Nice.
woman was like, yeah, I want to look cool and creative, but I don't want to look too cool.
Yeah.
But also, it's important to have nice necklines when you're doing a Zoom, because
Yes.
this is all anyone's going to see. So, fantastic. Like, if all you're seeing is here up, fantastic. But then you're also comfortable enough. And if, like, for me, when I'm working remotely, like, I'm usually accepting a bunch of packages for people in my building, so I can run downstairs and not feel like I look like a crazy person.
yeah.
But yeah, this is just, and it's also just a nice color too. And there were
The
some
good colors, no colors, guys, because
Yeah.
this is where if you do, like for me, my pulse gets runny sometimes when I see like a really cool colored earring or something. So if you're going to be interested like in a bright green small earring or something,
Yeah,
this is what you want to be wearing with it. These, again, when you talk about things that, you know, building a painting color by color, layer by layer, This is like the perfect, you know,
Exactly.
color neutral.
And for those of you who are looking for like an interesting top to refresh your wardrobe, like I've been gravitating towards this a lot, and it's definitely a lot more, and very different from things that I own. But I've really been wanting something like this because of the neckline.
Well, I think for us, when we designed this top, it was more that we saw it as a way to, everything is about balance, right? Creative pragmatism, balance. So this, we thought, with a legging, it's balanced. If you were in a really fitted top right now, I'd be like,
Where's she going?
yeah,
Cycling?
exactly. And we also thought those tops with all of the nylon cargo pants and everything, it gives a bit of femininity to it.
Absolutely.
But we're not in the mood with a full skirt. You know,
No,
to be
definitely
honest.
not.
Like,
It's just a little too
it tips the scale too
Even
much.
if you wanted to do the leather full skirt, I'd still feel like that's not balanced to me. Like
No.
you need
No.
something structured.
Yeah, and that's where you know, as we progress here, because remember, what we're talking about right now is we're not talking about good stuff. We're talking about good style. And as you know, I really don't believe that there's such a thing as bad style. Good style is when you are getting the style that you want. So when we talk about good style, we are talking about the people that we love, our friends in the industry, people that we follow, who have a look that I know that you guys really like as well, but you know, then all of a sudden you see a picture on a website and you go down a weird rabbit hole and you don't end up achieving what you want to achieve. So these are nuanced little details that we are giving you because inarguably this with a leather wide skirt, it's a good outfit. It just may not be the style that you're really seeking.
Because we're always talking about good and then what's best. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and best is when you you can really breathe. You feel so comfortable.
Oh, we got 2 outfits coming out.
Okay, I'm gonna take the shorts
Perfect.
first because I'm gonna talk about this one.
Amazing.
And maybe you can show it dressed up. So there were a lot of questions about what shorts to wear when you are on vacation and you are hiking or you're bicycling with your kids, whatever, right? And this was always the biggest dilemma for me. And I remember like one time on vacation, I went and I had my old, you know, for me, my age, I had my old like Levi cutoffs shredded. And I remember I came out of the hotel room and my kids were like, I'm gonna die if you wear that. Like stop it. Like it was the worst thing I could have ever done to them. And sometimes when we talk about clothing, I say very much this is not about age, but what it is sometimes about is I don't want to look like every girl in my son's classroom, okay? So it's not about like, is it okay with my legs to be wearing this denim short or whatever? It's just that in the moment that I'm in, if all of my son's friends are all wearing those shorts that are really kind of flossy actually, which mine were not, but you know, those are the subtle things that can make a difference. So for me, it was always about finding a short that I could bicycle in, and I sure as hell was not gonna go with those like Lululemon nylon things, anything like that, right? Like, I mean, I didn't want to look like a gym teacher, and no offense to gym teachers, but like, you know the visual that I'm painting here. So it's about looking chic and interesting and creative while you're biking, but also not looking like the asshole who's on a bike and trying to pretend like she's, you know, riding around the Marais with a baguette in her bike when she's actually with like 2 kids in Florida or wherever. So we've got the perfect short here. So I'm going to show you. Here is the details. Here is the other colorway in the short. It's in that really good moss. And what we love about this short, which is the holy grail for when you are purchasing, is with the bandeau top that Stella had on earlier and the short and the sandal that I'm wearing right now. It's a full on like dressed up, going out to dinner, you look amazing, you've got a really good look going on. But it's the same thing that you just wore on your little like beach bike. So with the white muscle tee, and I've got a little red Birkenstock here because I'm not a jerk wearing a super fancy sandal, but I do have a cool earring. So it's about having those things that, you know, we always say if you can go to the grocery store to black tie, that's a home run. And if you can go on a bike on the beach and then go out to dinner and you feel very chic and put together, then that is a home run. And a lot of it is just about how high you lift it up. So right now, this one, it has paper bag waist to it. So it's got 2 levels of belt loops. You've got it on the higher level, which means you're going for a more casual look. And I'm sure any ass can figure out this hack. Like, look at that. I cuffed it. She's brilliant. Anyways, you can keep going shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Now, don't report me on getting like just anyways, you know what I'm trying to do. So you can get it really, really short. Actually, can you roll it up a little
Yeah.
shorter? Like,
They're cute rolled up.
yeah, because this is the whole thing about playing with your shorts. So now I showed you wearing it longer with a high heel. You've got it a little bit shorter here because you got it here, and then you got it this way. Then the other way too, just jump around over here. The other thing that you can do is even with this is always an option as well. So you can create all different kinds of looks there. And you know what? That looks terrible. It's not an option. Don't do that. It's not you, it's me. Yeah, go. All right. Okay, so we've got Dion. And Dion is wearing our favorite new vest that we love. For any of you Europeans, I always tag at Schnee Weissenrot. I think I'm really getting good at saying Yasmin's store's name. But anyways, at Schnee Weissenrot, she has the vest as well. And so Europeans have at it, but this is so chic.
Yeah, so this vest is brand new for us. It's now added to the fundamentals line because it is something that is just kind of, it's a no-brainer, but it's something that a lot of people don't already have in their closet, myself included. A lot of people are asking about different professional events in the creative field and like how to pack for things. And I really do think having this adds like a nice piece to create a 3-piece suit.
Yeah.
So this one woman was talking about presenting as an artist and finding a way to look creative but feeling professional, but also like not looking too stuffy. I like kind of having the bareness on the arms here, and then I'm wearing the tropical sculpted pant rolled up, so it doesn't feel like I'm wearing like kind of a modern tuxedo. But if I were traveling, I could definitely wear this with like say a loafer for daytime for like a conference. Like say I were at a conference, I could wear this with the loafer for daytime.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that, and then it's super easy.
And you guys, like, here's the thing, like, I know it seems simple, like, you're like, okay, she's wearing a black vest, black pants, and a brown loafer. But remember, when you are seeking out these fundamental pieces for your wardrobe, these basics that are going to, like, really grease everything, make sure everything is a little pushed.
Exactly.
It's basic, but it's definitely not basic at all.
And these pants, I'd wear these pants with a big cashmere sweater with these shoes on the airplane, and then I could wear this for daytime, and then
And that vest, actually, I wore it with these.
Oh,
This
it
was
looks
one of
good
my
with the
favorite
nylon
with
as well.
the nylon.
But say you have something in the evening, then all of a sudden with an earring, your hair pulled back, and the right makeup, you have a really chic.
And yeah, the white,
suit.
if you went with the white
Yes.
sandal.
Because look how all of a sudden this becomes evening.
Yeah.
Which I think is so nice. And you've basically packed the one outfit in 2 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
And then also if you have that cashmere sweater. So see, I've made a 3-piece suit here. Everything's tropical wool. It all works. Having even the buttons here with the scalloping doesn't even feel too crazy. And that's what's so great about having like a not so basic. It's a good standalone, but then it's also something that you can really mix in with these new things like this in and out blazer.
And it lets you, one of the things too that when, because by the way, we're going to take these questions and we're going to give you the entire little wardrobes to look at to really help you find things. Because when you have this, you can then go into some creepy little earring from Etsy or something.
Yeah,
that,
not too creepy though, but.
not too creepy, but when you are,
But I love
you're
it though.
so clean, you really could get away with something.
Statement for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not a pebble with a.
I've been doing a lot of Etsy deep dives, so I'm
Yeah.
like, not too creepy though, but
Okay.
I
Yeah,
do
I
like
hear
a
you on
good
that.
statement earring, and then also like just doing a red lip when we're talking about one color.
Yes.
Mhm.
I don't do lipstick, but yes, that's a good idea. Let me show one little assortment first. I'm gonna show this one. And this one is, I feel your pain on this one, guys. A lot of you sent me questions about what do I wear to a golf tournament or with a partner who insists on dragging me out in a golf cart. And that is like a real dilemma too, right? Because you need to be sporty, you have to be appropriate if you're at a golf club or whatever, you know, you don't want like Ted in the lounge to be like, you know, why is she wearing denim and that's not in the bylaws. So let's talk about some outfits here. So this was, what am I going to wear to the Masters? And I love figuring this one out because I want you to look good at the Masters. I don't want you wearing some cheesy little golf skirt. Even a cute little golf skirt, it's a way to kind of stand out and make your mark, right? But still fit in. And that really is important because you're there to watch golf, right? I mean, you're not like supposed to be the one getting all the attention on the sidelines. But I think that you can have fun with it. So here we have the white nylon jogger and the little red slide here because you are walking around and you cannot have heels or anything punching into the grass, the greens. But here I've got a vintage penguin golf shirt. And I really love this. So if you've got like this clean white nylon and this kind of red, shiny patent leather, but highly functional shoe, then wearing that vintage penguin golf shirt is kind of like a playful nod to like, you know, you're at a golf tournament, you're having fun with it, you're creative, blah, blah, blah. And then I also just played around. This is our crosshatch short. And we love the crosshatch with the crosshatch blazer. It makes an incredible suit that can go into an office that, you know, it really can go anywhere, but it can also go to the sidelines at a golf tournament. And we've got this here with the gold sandal. And the gold sandal works because this has the tire tread flat right there. And you guys, brands like Marni, they do a lot of these sandals too that are really, really super functional and can walk for days in them. And then just Etsy, eBay, somewhere, I just found some vintage t-shirts from the Masters. So again, it's just a fun way to get dressed, let yourself be creative, but you've got it so grounded with all of those, you know, without fails that you live by. Okay, next, where are you going?
So we got so many questions about going to weddings.
Yeah.
And I think the main thing is like you don't want to invest in a dress and then you only wear it to the wedding and then you never ever wear it again.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
And this is so pretty too because sometimes when you're going to a wedding, like it's really, this is summertime in our little fictional heads here, and we're someplace really nice and great and summery. And the thing is you want to wear a light color because it's really fresh. But if this were white, you're an ass, you know, like your friend's like, thank you for coming and, you know, walking down behind me in your white dress. So this is that nice way to have that kind of lighter color that feels really fresh. You're wearing the nude sandal with it here, but can I have that apricot sandal too? Because this is one where for a wedding, when I was doing a lot of the outfits, I really love pushing it too, because it's a moment to kind of have this one ton or none, because I know that there have definitely been times when I have, I'm sorry, Byron, what, Mike?
So you're going to show your feet.
I'm going to show the feet, your feet, okay. So we're looking here at the nude sandal, but let's have you put on this sandal too. Because I know that sometimes, especially being up in New York, or if you're in places like Milan or Paris, it might be a little more conservative in the colors. When you go to Ibiza, or you're in Capri, or you're in Palm Beach, someplace fabulous and fun, Hawaii, wherever, you really do crave wearing color. But if you come out looking like rainbow bright, then you don't feel like yourself. So remember, there's one ton or none. So what we love is, this is gorgeous to me with the sandal. And so here, this is the Rio Sandal. in the apricot. And what's great too is this heel is, I think, a little under 3 inches, super wearable. Super, right?
Oh,
You
yeah.
can walk. Okay, so Dion approves it, and she's like really hard on heels. I mean, approving them or not. So that's gorgeous. And even wearing this, like I think that if you had on a melon colored earring or something, it's like really just going there. And then if you've got on the melon colored earring and you've got the apricot shoes and this yellow dress, then that's when you can stick like a really beautiful black tropical wool blazer over your shoulders. And remember, people, we don't wear shawls. So the blazer, actually maybe you can go and put on the full outfit and just throw the blazer over your shoulder. Because the no shawl rule is real. We say that we don't have rules here that are hard and fast, but
That
that's
is
the
a
hard
rule.
and fast one.
That is a hard and fast rule.
Hard and fast.
So somebody was writing me about wedding guests and how over the top it can be. Someone wrote in about a wedding in Chicago at like a museum, and it was actually, no, it was at the Cultural Center in Chicago.
Okay.
And she's an auntie, so I feel like you can get away with it being a little bit more dramatic and over the top. But again, if we're pushing our anti-shawl agenda, that's why I have the Cassius blazer with the sculpted sleeve, because it really does add a little bit more drama and feels more evening, especially because I am wearing a tall white boot. So guys, this is a Lars boot. It is not coming out until fall. We made a Lars boot in white, just a little teaser, because I mean, they're beautiful.
So Lars is here to stay.
We are gonna, it's gonna be a staple for a while. So for those of you who've even bought a color, absolutely keep bringing
Go
that
for it.
color out. Go for it.
Yeah.
But this dress, like just having the one shoulder dress for an event is just so chic. And the taffeta, it's even nice for something that is, a little bit more dressed down, because you can literally scrunch this up in a ball. You can dance, you can sit, you can do whatever you want in this dress. And I love it with the flat sandal. I love it with the strappy sandal. The blazer works.
And I will say, Dion and I were doing an event at Bergdorf's yesterday, and Dion had put this outfit on with the Bottega bright green
Yes.
net sandal,
Mhm.
and that bright green with this was like, it just,
Yeah.
like, and actually, it was kind of in the category, it was a ton, because the colors were so
Yeah, especially the
out
green
there,
shoe,
but
for
it
sure.
looked so good.
And the reason it worked is because all this is muted.
Yeah.
So even if you have that one bride who is really adamant about no one standing out, you're not too crazy in this green. It
No.
photographs well, it's really pretty, but it's soft.
Yeah.
Like if it were like a neon green, obviously you might want to ask for sure, but
So
no color colors.
So Chicago, well, I don't know about asking. I mean, my friends and
They don't ask? Or
if I asked them, they would just start like giving me all kinds of rules. Like, well, we just don't want you to do this, and I'm like,
oh yeah, I get like full on PowerPoints.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so a black slip dress and flats, cool.
Yeah.
Like that's just gonna be.
So she.
Yeah, I'm like, thank you for that. It's like a Cuomo PowerPoint.
So we're wearing the boots here. I mean, in Chicago, in the art museum, amazing. If it were summertime, yes, you might be a little sweaty in those boots. So we're gonna put you in those Balenciaga net bright green shoes.
I love it. Oh, and
So
she's
good.
got on her look right now. I love this.
Okay. So this, guys, is what we're talking about when you've got, this is the look, right? And can I have the pearls real quick? And so I just want to show you, I'm not saying she has to have her hair in a ponytail here, but pearls with the black, like this is where you could go with a really, really big earring and a statement. Then she's got the black over her shoulders. See, guys, she doesn't need a shawl at all. She does not need a shawl. This is so good.
I also want to say too, she also doesn't need a crazy blowout with a roller brush. She's got a lot going on too. She's got the scalloping, so I actually kind of like the just chill pulled back hair. It's
Yes.
like Carolyn Bissette's wedding photos, like she's wearing something so elegant and just having like a no hairstyle really kind of brings it all together, you know?
Yeah, a lot of you guys have, as I mentioned earlier, you were asking me about the hair. Now, some of you said, well, when you guys talk about having a clean hair look, a lot of times you talk about having it like slicked back or whatever. And what I want to do is I want to amend that. What I want to say is Because the people who wrote that to me, they're like, and what the hell, I've got like big, gigantic, naturally curly hair, and it's not natural for me to slick it back. So what I want to say with this look is, when you are wearing something this chic and polished, keep your hair natural. So if I do go into, the blow dry bar and ask for the Southern Teeny, that would not be natural to get like all those waves. But this is my natural, I haven't done shit to it hair. So if your haven't done shit to it hair is wild and curly, that's gonna look beautiful with this too. So it's more about being so utterly natural up here, and then like, don't you feel so good?
I feel good, but also like I would 100% wear this like with a gray sweatshirt and like white sneakers to like go walk my dog or something. Like it's not something I would only wear to my friend's wedding. So.
Yeah, so I think, guys, and again, I think it's obvious here that I'm sure you guys can see me in this as well, and me plus 20 in this. So this is not about age. This is about freeing yourself to experiment and try new things, and making sure that you're getting that foundation laid down so that you really can push yourself, right? Thanks. All right, let me see what other little goodies I have for you guys. Here's another iteration of that I'm going to show you in terms of the 110 or none. So for the wedding here for this guest, this was someone who was going to a wedding in northern Italy. They were going with an ex-colleague who is still a very good friend of theirs. And so this is where like you're really happy to see someone again. It's not like the ex where you're like trying to, it's not that psychological, right? But it's about looking pretty and cool and interesting. So there is, this dress is beautiful. It's in a really heavy silk, and it's got a really incredible piping detail to it. But the look comes about in the entire combination here, and how everything really comes together. And so just have fun with how you're getting dressed. But if you, if you walk into a store and you're like, I'm going to a wedding, and then all of a sudden people start pulling out dresses that, like I said, think about a canvas and think about paint. Don't let them pull out a piece that is like the entire painting framed up and shipped and hanging on a wall. You don't need a dress to work that hard for you. That dress is currently on The Bachelor right now, and that's not what you're going for, right? So pick the pieces that when you put them together, they really tell your story. Which, my quick story here, someone had written and said that they were going to a boyfriend's house for dinner. They were going to meet the mother for the first time, but the mother is an art curator. So that's like intimidating as hell. So they want to look creative, they want to be approved, but they definitely don't, they want to look creative like, oh, this was accidental, but it's at someone's house, and you're meeting who could be your future mother-in-law, so you want to be respectful. So I love this sweater. This is something that has been hand knit in Peru. It has got incredible detail to it. And I think I have mentioned only 1,000 times at this point that a lot of the knitwear in the line, and even some of the jackets, they are pieces that are meant to be bought and worn forever. If I start thinking back in the old days where everything was like, you have to make it and then you have to sell it in 5 minutes and then you have to like move on to the next collection because we're all like choking on our own designs. In that day and age, you could never even design a sweater like this because where would it fit? It's maybe too heavy and hot in May, it's short sleeve. Now with the new schedule and with really just designing things that we love and we know what purpose they're filling in our wardrobe and they're meant to be had forever, we can really just design some of these incredible standout pieces. So this is Hannah's design and it's got her all over it. Miranda's been like photographing herself like crazy in it, but it's just so beautiful and it would I would wear this with a big silk file skirt and be so dressed up, and you know, now I'm just wearing it with like basically trainers.
Very cute. I love that sweater so much. So a lot of you have been talking about casual events and also kind of things that you can run errands in and then meet someone for lunch. So this one woman was talking about grocery store run. And it's like, if you still want to look polished and look like a creative pragmatist, it's like, you still want to play around with the proportion but still be comfortable. So I'm wearing the new sculpted sweatpants in moss, then I'm wearing the gnome tee in navy blue with the Rio Sandals. And then if I wanted to meet somebody for lunch.
Are you wearing the small in the pants, right?
The pants are small and this is the longer length.
Okay.
Yes. And if I wanted to meet somebody for lunch around the corner, just adding in, and it just being like a kind of interesting color combination here with the navy blue.
Yeah.
You know, just really easy. And also, you know, if you wanted something a little bit more walkable, you can even do this Croc Morris loafer with the t-shirt and the pants.
So when your closet has your through line, your adjectives, when everything in your closet starts to really reek of you, then what happens is you're able to just build these outfits all the time, regardless of color story or anything like that, because it just gives you permission to like pile on, and it all just somehow works because you're not piling on different personalities.
It's true.
It's just different layers of clothing.
And you're always talking about not bifurcating your wardrobe, and it's like, this is something that you could wear to an event, you could wear it over that dress, the taffeta dress I was just wearing. Now you've got it here with a t-shirt, and then these sweats can be worn even more elevated too, which is just so nice.
Because this question came to me, and I wanted to just show the full suit here, because there were a lot of questions from people who were professors, and they were going to give their first talk to the students, and they wanted to make a good impression. But I mean, like, it's so funny how I remember in high school I was like, well, when I graduate from high school, I'll never worry about like impressing someone again. And you know, then you've got like this important professor from this important school, and she's worried about what the students think. And we all know that the reality is that it is kind of important what they think, because it is still about first impressions, and it's not about giving a false impression. You are concerned about how you present yourself because you want them to know what you are about. You're not trying to be like, I hope these kids think I'm rich or whatever.
Or you're not trying to be,
sexy,
you know, the mom in Mean Girls. You're like, I'm the cool, you know, like you're not trying to be like, I'm cool teacher, but you're like trying to project authority, but also being relatable. Is like, it is a delicate balance to really strike. Like, that's why I keep going back to the outfit Amy's wearing, because it goes so many different places, you know?
Well, and we've talked about this before too, but you know, there was that study on LinkedIn, and it was about how creativity is the most desirable attribute right now.
Yes.
And whether you're, I talked about it in terms of whether you're hiring people, but I mean, even to me, if I were dating someone, or like and my husband, like I want them to be creative and curious. So it's only natural that you want your clothing to communicate that as well.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. So we have another iteration with the vest here.
Yes. So this one could also even be date as well.
This is totally, yeah.
This is definitely date, because one woman was saying, like, I want to look chic and elevated in CP, but like not too sexy. And like having this nice little dose of menswear on the vest really works here. It's just really, it's really elegant.
It's like a bit ironic, so it doesn't make you feel like you take yourself too seriously.
And when we talk about next layer dressing too, someone had written to me and they said, what do I wear on a date, and I'm in Sydney, Australia, and remember Sydney's different than Manhattan. And it is different, and one day we're gonna do a story about cities, because we all know that like this works in Milan, but in Florence, I'd wanna ditch the vest, because it's like too corporate-y, right?
For sure.
Yeah, and it works in New York, but it doesn't work in LA with the vest. So there are nuances to the city. So if you are going to a city that is first and foremost a more urban city, this works in Paris, right? But you are not going to be wearing it in the south of France with the vest. And black tropical wool in general, I don't take it on like a beach vacation or anything like that.
Me either. I always try to keep it light. I remember you were saying you don't pack almost any black when you're packing for vacation.
No, because it's like all of a sudden, you know, whether you're going to Palm Beach or wherever, you get there and you feel like you. I mean, I guess living in New York, I feel like I brought New York down there with me, and right
It's
now
true.
I'm like, no, go away, go
Absolutely.
away. Cool. All right, thank you. So Dion's got on the sweatpants, and I'm going to show you some other variations on the sweatpants right now. We've got them in cream right now, and the cream is really, really beautiful. And some of the questions that I got were around people who had jobs that they needed to have the authority, but the jobs were really physical in terms of like literally physical, like being on the floor. So someone was a therapist and she's working with little kids and she's got to be, you know, on her hands and knees all day playing with kids. She's got to be functional, but then the parents come in, she's got to talk to them. So how do you balance it out? So, you know, the sweatpant, but with the jacket, is a really great way to do that, because you've got that on, you've got a shoe that can slip on or off. Now, one of the things that she wrote to me, I think Dion's going to come out in this, but she wrote to me and she said, I have to sit on the floor, so please no skirts. But remember, we're liking leggings right now. And what I think is even really fun for summertime is the idea of, I have this company that I love. It's called We Love Color. And they're based in Miami. And they've got like every color of leotard under the rainbow. And they've got every color of legging. So I just want to show you here, she's working with kids. So I'm like, I would wear the cotton poplin skirt here and just like a put together navy sweatshirt and then like the mint legging and then just a flat. So don't rule out skirts. Think about the things in your closet that if you just do one little layering twist to it, can I broaden what I wear? And so that's a way to do that. Okay, so now, where are you going? Because you've just taken your sweatsuit.
Yes, I'm actually
Okay.
going on a bike ride because we had a lot of people asking about like what to wear on a bike ride or even a bike ride date too.
Well, I'm going to say you're on a bike ride date.
Yeah,
Because,
because I'm fitted. Yeah.
yeah, because I have kids, and then they would like leave me in the dust, and then I'd be biking my ass off to catch up to them, and then I'm like sweating.
Yeah,
like
bike
crazy.
ride date makes sense.
Yeah.
This is good for.
I
those
think you're in
viewers.
the south of France. You're like
Yeah.
pedaling. Maybe you're. Oh, I know. You know where you are too. So many questions. You're going to vineyards.
Oh yes, this is also a good
Yes.
vineyard look too.
Yes, you're going to a vineyard. You even like, because it's sometimes at vineyards too. Like you can walk around. You can look at the grapes in real life. You can drink them, but you can also walk around and touch them. And your shoes let you walk around.
Exactly. And like these really do operate like a sneaker. I know there were a lot of people who were talking about shoes to wear when they're on like building sites and stuff. This is not going to be it. You can also sub things for sneakers as well. But here I like the gold because it's still like, you know, it's still a moment. It's still something that you're going to with friends and you want to look really nice. And the color combination here I absolutely love. The moss looks so nice with navies and blues. But yeah, the classic bike ride, I'd definitely be wearing sneakers and the gnome tee I was wearing before.
One of you guys wrote and you said, I'm just going to my bar class, I'm just going to yoga, I'm just going to work out, but how can I look cool? And I know this pain too, but I don't feel pain with it, but I know what you're going through because I do that. I go to a bar class now, and it's interesting because in the bar class, I've got one woman who, I'm not throwing her under the bus, but she's always wearing some Chanel wedge booty boot, right? Like she's super over the top and she totally owns it. It's what she's about. It's what she wants communicated, and that's great. And then the other women are just like, they come in and they're wearing some random UGG, and by UGG I do not mean like some cool collaboration UGG. I mean like some nasty, dirty UGG, or just, you know, a New Balance that's not cool, that looks like it's just their husband's and it's random. So how do you look cool? You're wearing leggings. So when you're going to bar class, the thing is you put on the big blazer, you put on the big coat. A Liam blazer is what you throw on over your tights, over your leotard. And then you just own it with like dorking up the shoe. So like I love going to bar. I'm either wearing, I love my little Air Jordans. I posted them the other day. You guys love them too. Throw on the Air Jordans. Throw on a dorky loafer. Throw on anything other than the aforementioned items that I gave you. And then when you want to dork it up even more, which I'm totally game for, especially when it's cold out and you just own it, then you do, here's our little Hong Kong sock, and you do it with the loafer and then the big blazer. And so when you've got on the blazer and you've got on your black leggings and you've got on the Hong Kong sock and your loafer, it's so simple, right? They're all the things that are in your closet. It could not be more simple, but all of a sudden you're the cool person at bar class. Which if anyone's in my bar class, you're gonna be like, did you really just throw yourself in that category? Oh, here we have another workout friend.
Yeah, this is the cool workout friend. So
You're like,
this
cool competition here now.
I know, right? This actually satisfies a few questions we had. So John asked about being in the horse stables and what to wear. But also we had a lot of people that are in situations that involve mud. It's
Yes.
either kids with mud pies, there's a lot of mud, or even going to
5-year-old
vineyard.
birthday parties in a backyard where there could be mud.
Yeah, there was a lot of like stressful situations involving mud. So look no further than the crispy nylon jogger, because you know, I
Wipes off.
we throw ours in the wash.
Yeah.
You know, we do. And just having an easy sweatshirt and then a boot to kind of give you a little structure. I mean, obviously, don't wear these in a stable. These are too nice. But you can swap this with like a hunter boot or something too if
Well,
you're in the mud.
and to be honest, right now, the lug boot trend has been out there for a while, and you can really find that at so many good price
Exactly.
points. So now's the time, like buy it before the people decide that the trend's died on it, and then you've got
Mhm.
like the good one. And then the gray sweatshirt. This is going to be something that we will talk to you guys about in a couple of weeks, but it's a really cool collaboration that we are doing with a really cool restaurant that makes some really delicious food, but we'll show you the details when we are ready. So that is all we have time for. We covered so much ground, but we're gonna lay this out nicely so that we can show you guys the earrings, the shoes, where to buy, all the great stores that we love, like Hampton and McMullen and Brown's Fashion and Lane Crawford and Harvey Nichols, and I feel like the old Romper Room episodes where I'm like naming every name. But anyways, remember guys, shop small, keep the specialty stores alive. They are the stores, the fronts that make our community beautiful and interesting. And I want them there, right? Like, we don't want, a bunch of, like, I was telling the founder of Pool Shop yesterday, I'm like, I don't want to see everyone getting a pair of boots, delivered to them by some stupid drone in the future. Like, no, we want real stores, beautiful places. So shop from people that you trust, shop smart, don't buy too much. It's a long journey, but we're here. If you guys have any questions, take care, have a good day, and check out Tibi.com for all the details on the items that we showed you guys, and we'll also tell you the other items that we promoted, other brands that we like, even ones that we don't like. I'm just kidding. We like them. Bye.
See you next week.